I am Cecily Morris. I am the Chair of the Economic Development Power Allocation Board, and we are meeting this morning, Tuesday, July 28th. We have Andrew Silver joining us by video, and Dennis Trainer is also a board member. He is here in person this morning. I welcome the Power Authority staff members who are participating around this table and in this room, and those who are participating via video conference call. This is a scheduled board meeting. It has been duly noticed as required by the open meetings law, and I call this meeting to order pursuant to the EdPAP bylaws, Article 3, Section 2. Good morning, Mr. Silver. You can hear us?
Good morning, I can hear you.
Good, thank you. Before moving forward with the agenda, all three of the members, including myself, was pulled ahead of the meeting to see if there were any possible conflict of interest with any of the matters we're dealing with today. And the members responded that there were no conflicts. I'm assuming that hasn't changed, Mr. Silver?
No conflict.
No conflict.
So the first item on our agenda this morning is adoption of the proposed agenda for today. Are there any additions from either any of the board members here? Any amendments, additions, anything like that this morning?
No.
No.
Hearing no amendments, I would ask for a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
There being no opposition, the motion to approve the agenda carries. Next item on our agenda is adoption of the minutes from the meeting we held on March 31st. Is there any application to amend the minutes?
No.
No.
If not, I would ask for a motion to approve the March 31st, 2026 meeting.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Being no opposition, that motion carries. We'll move on to the items in our agenda, and I'm going to start with Eric Bowers, Vice President, Economic Development and Key Account Management, to open that portion of our meeting this morning and then introduce our presenters.
Thank you, and good morning, Chair Morris, members of the board, and all in attendance today. My name is Eric Bowers. I'm the Vice President of Economic Development and Account Management. Thank you all for your availability today. Your attendance and review of the material is always very much appreciated and is critical to the success of economic development in New York State. We have three items on today's agenda. One is in regards to Recharge New York power allocations, which covers new, extended, and modified allocations. This item will be presented by Yael Brown, expert business power allocations and compliance analyst. The other two items are related to Recharge New York transfers and the extension of the Industrial Incentive Award to Pratt Paper New York Inc., which will be presented by Steve Venpole, Manager of Power Contracts and Tariffs. I'll now ask Steve to present these items first. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Today we have an item coming before you as required by public authorities law. It's a transfer of awarded allocations. A quick review of some of the reasons for which a customer may require the transfer of their award. It may have a business reorganization, which can include a corporate entity change, such as Inc. to LLC, a merger or a split, all resulting in a change of federal tax ID. A sale of the business to another business. This could also be a merger, resulting in a change of federal tax ID, and a move from one location in New York State to another location in New York State. This item requests the board to approve the transfer of Recharge New York RNY power allocations, including one for a customer that converted from a corporation to a limited partnership, which will continue the same business operation at the facility in New Windsor. Two, for a customer that went through an internal reorganization to align the award with the appropriate entity. Three, for a customer that converted from a corporation to a limited liability company, which will continue the same business operations at the facility in Hudson. And four, for a customer that contributed their assets and liabilities to another company which will continue the same business operations at the facility in Rochester. This item request is subject to approval of the transfer of the R&Y power allocations by the authority, there being no material reductions in the base employment level or capital investment commitments associated with the allocations that would be transferred. And the transfer is addressed in contract documents containing such terms and conditions determined by the authority to be appropriate to effectuate the transfer. Specifically, the board is requested today to recommend that the trustees, one, approve the transfer of a 3,500 kilowatt R&Y power allocation awarded to Metal Container Corporation for use at its facility located at 130 Brewing Road, New Windsor, New York, to Metal Container MCC LP to reflect organizational changes. Two, approve the transfer of 1,526 kilowatt R&Y power allocation awarded to the Gunlock Company LLC for use at its facility located at 1 Gunlock Drive, Wayland, New York, to HNI Workplace Furnishings LLC to reflect organizational changes. Three, approve the transfer of a 276 kilowatt R&Y power allocation awarded to Ginsberg's Institutional Foods Incorporation for use at its facility located at 29 Ginsberg Road, Hudson, New York, to Ginsberg's Institutional Foods LLC to reflect organizational changes. And four, approve the transfer of 820 kilowatt R&Y power allocations awarded to Bodler Inc. for use at its facility located at 1000 West Avenue, Rochester, New York, to GMM Bodler US Inc. to reflect organizational changes. This item is submitted for your approval, and I'd be glad to answer any of your questions.
Mr. Silver, any questions?
No.
No question.
There being no questions, I would entertain a motion to approve the 4 items for transfer due to they all reflect organizational changes.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Motion is carried.
For the next item, today, the board is also requested to recommend that the trustees approve an extension of the economic development plan covering the use of net revenues produced by the sale of expansion power to provide electric bill discounts in the form of an industrial incentive award, or IIA, to manufacturing companies located in New York State that are at identifiable risk of closure or relocation to another state. With EDPAP's approval, the term of the plan will be extended from June 1st, 2026 to May 31st, 2027. On May 12th, 2026, Pratt Paper New York Inc., or Pratt, submitted a request for an extension of its industrial incentive award beyond May 31st, 2026. Upon review of Pratt's current business case, staff determined that Pratt continues to meet the IIA requirements of being a manufacturing company at risk of closing or curtailing operations and continues to be negatively impacted by high electricity costs, which threatens the economic viability of operations at its Staten Island facility. Pratt further stated that it is anticipating electricity demand price increases in the near term based upon the current tariff. Company also cited both higher costs related to Public Law 97, greenhouse gas emissions, and recent unexpected significant increases in operational costs expected from wastewater pretreatment requirements from the New York City DEP, as making the Staten Island plant less competitive than its facilities in other states, further jeopardizing its successful operations in New York. An extension of the IIA would support Pratt's ability to maintain the committed employment level of 270 jobs at its facility. At its July 28th, 2026 meeting, the NYPA Board of Trustees will be asked to approve a request to approve a 1-year extension from June 1st, 2026 to May 31st, 2027 of the term of the IIA previously awarded to Pratt in the amount of up to $1 million in connection with its Staten Island operation. Accordingly, NIPA staff requests the EDPAB approve an extension of the economic development plan covering the use of net revenues produced by the sale of expansion power to provide electric bill discounts in the form of an industrial incentive award to manufacturing companies located in New York State that are at identifiable risk of closure or relocation to the next state. In accordance with the Public Authorities Law, sections 1005, 8th unenumerated paragraph, Economic Development Law, sections 188, and the provisions of Economic Development Law 184 and 185 that evaluate the applications of for certain power. This item is submitted for your approval, and I'd be happy to answer any of your questions.
Mr. Silver, any questions for Mr. Langtown?
No.
No question.
Is this the first application of CRAP? For the extension?
No, this is actually the 13th renewal for the extension.
I think I've heard their name before, but I didn't go backwards in the materials. Okay. And we're comfortable that this is gonna help them out and for those jobs. These are through May 31 of 2027. No other questions. I would entertain a motion to approve the extension of the IA for.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
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 There being no opposition, that motion carries. Thank you. I think we're to Mr. Brown. Yes, okay.
Thank you and good morning, everyone. Today, the board is requested to recommend that the trustees approve the following 104 recommendations consisting of the following. Contract extensions for 65 allocations of Recharge New York power to existing customers totaling 138 megawatts and supporting more than 48,500 jobs. 2 modifications related to existing Recharge New York allocations, extensions, and or related supplemental commitments. And 37 new allocations of Recharge New York large business retention, large business expansion, and small business and not-for-profit based power totaling 36 megawatts and supporting more than 15,200 jobs. All applications were submitted through the state's consolidated funding application system. As in the past, new applications were evaluated on a competitive basis in consideration of the 12 criteria in the Recharge New York legislation. I won't read through each of the 12 criteria, but some of the key ones include job commitments, capital investment, and an applicant's risk of closure or leaving the state if they are not awarded a Recharge New York power allocation. Applications for new R&Y power allocations have been considered, where applicable, under NIPA's Green Jobs Evaluation Incentive Plan and the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Evaluation and Incentive Plan. Today's recommendations for new R&Y power allocations include 4 applicants with qualifying green jobs and 12 applicants with facilities located in disadvantaged communities. If today's recommendations are approved, it is anticipated that approximately 2 megawatts of R&Y power would remain available to allocate. The awarded applicants will be offered Recharge New York contracts for a term of up to 7 years. The contract has provisions for the partial or complete withdrawal of an allocation if the recipient fails to maintain mutually agreed upon commitments relating to, among other things, employment, power utilization, and capital investment. This item is submitted for your approval, and I'd be glad to take any questions.
Mr. Silver, any question?
No.
No
Do you have
question.
any questions? So the list of the applicants is part of our materials today. I'm not gonna read through it, but it is available for those who are listening to this meeting and wondering. I think I've asked this question before for the purposes of today's meeting. I'm gonna ask again. Some of these applicants are not granted the allocation or are they precluded for other? They're not precluded. They can come back or
Yes, and we have companies that may be applying today for a pension-based
Okay.
award in the future, if they're doing an expansion project, if they're creating new jobs. They'd be eligible to apply again for an additional allocation.
And you worded it much better than I did. So, thank you. But that was, that was what I was wondering, because I see some of them do come in for
Yes,
additional or
Exactly.
changes
Yeah.
and, okay. So the fact that we're going for up to 7 years doesn't mean they can't come back, work with all of you and say, we're gonna make this recommendation because something's going on, they're changing, they're increasing their employment, which is, that's case in England. Okay, thank you. Any other questions based on mine?
No.
I would entertain a motion to approve a new extended and modified allocation.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. No opposition. Anything else that needs to come before this board today? I'm gonna continue with what I always say, the materials when we get them are fantastic. They include everything we need to understand what we're talking about here today and what we're being asked to do. And I appreciate everybody's hard work in that regard. Thank you very much. There's nothing else that needs to come before us. I think our next meeting is scheduled September 29th, and that'll be in the court, also a schedule while we're here in White Plains for our regular board meeting. If there's nothing else, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
There being no opposition, this meeting has concluded. Thank you again, everybody.